Good evening and welcome to the Orleans Hotel and Casino and the National Finals Tonight Show. Brought to you in part by Cinch, Preferred, Dewshine, Cactus Saddles, Ram, Montana Silversmiths, Budweiser, 14 Hands and H3 Wines, Crown Royal, Absolute, Bullet Bourbon, JP Weisers, Big Tex Trailers, Cow Ranch, LG, Weaver Leather, Boot Barn, Resist All Hats, Rodeo Historical Society, Ecolab, Pilot Flying J, American Cowboy. National Finals tonight with 8-time world champion bull rider Donnie Gay, 8-time world champion cowboy Joe Beaver, and the men and women of the NFR. Sit back, relax, and enjoy National Finals tonight. And now, here's your host, award-winning television personality, Mr. Dan Miller.
Hi, everyone. Good-looking crowd. Welcome. We're so glad to have you here for National Finals tonight. Night number 7 is in the books at the rodeo, and it's just getting great, isn't it? Were you there at the rodeo tonight? That's what I'm talking about. You're here on a good night tonight, too. We've got a lot of good guests ready to come out and visit with you here this evening. Let's get this started and bring out our co-hosts. They're both 8-time world champions. You know them both very, very well. Not as well as I know this guy, but would you welcome him anyway? Donnie Gay is here, 8-time.
All right.
Hello, Donnie.
Welcome, everybody. All right. I should have a scarf or something. No. I love her, y'all.
Yes, there's a little history right down front here. How are you? It's good to see you.
Some of that's scary.
I know. I saw you just kind of brush over that. So let's get this next gentleman out here. He is bearing gifts, and if you keep your hand up, maybe you'll get one of them. 8-time world champion Joe Beaver is here tonight. Joe, how are you?
All right, big Joe.
T-shirts.
Oh,
Where's
come on
Donnie's
now.
fan?
Right
Where was
there.
Donnie's fan?
Right here. Right here.
All right, in the back. Gotta make some noise. All right, little man, this is you. This is you. You bet.
Perfect.
All right, when you rope tomorrow, get that right like that. You know?
I got easy release.
This rodeo, this NFR is getting good, isn't it? Oh my gosh! Just when you think you've
You know,
got
it seems
figured
like
out.
I saw that before.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
And the
that.
same result.
We're going to
Matter of
talk
fact.
about that. Let's do this first. If you would like to participate in our show, that's one of our favorite things. People are doing that already. If you have any questions you would like to send our way, it's easy. Text those. The number is going to be up there right now up on the screen. It is 702-983-0638. Send your questions up. We have some coming in already. Also, we need to tell you, YouTube is where you can find us. I've been looking at the shows we've been doing. They've just been looking good. We're excited about that. So you can participate in several ways here. Plus, after the show tonight, we have a lot of prizes to give away. So let's get this thing started. Let's do this first, and then we'll do that question, Donnie,
Okay.
because it all kind of relates. How many were actually there tonight? Were you at the rodeo and watched
Right.
it? Yeah. Donnie and Joe, of course, doing it live on CBS Sports Net. But if you missed out on them doing their call of the rodeo, we'll cover you right now. Round number 7 is in the books. We have the best of the best. Donnie, start it off.
All right, well, the bareback riding, need I say more? How about Casey Field? You know, here he comes. Storm Cloud, jump kick, turns back real hard. Got him working right here, but now watch this horse widen the circle out. Now Casey Field is just showing you, he can do anything on the bucking horses. He is so strong. He has so much confidence. Stephen Peebles has got, I don't think he could beat Casey Field. It's like a heavyweight fight. I heard Jeff Metter say that if you're going to win the world in the bareback riding, you got to knock this guy out, and I don't think they can.
No, in the steer wrestling tonight, the rookie, Tyler, come from Louisiana and stuck it on one. Watch this run. Now, I'm telling you, this is only 2/10 off the arena record. He let him have it. The horsepower in this arena has got to be strong. Watch the horse. He runs. When the steer wrestler makes his move, Watch how much faster his head gets low, horse gets faster, gets his feet on the ground. In the timed events, if you're not 3s and 6s, you're not going to win no day money. That was a great run. The rookie loves the national finals now. 3.2. The arena record's 3 flat. He said, yo, I'm glad I'm here. In the team roping, Trevor Brazil, if Patrick wouldn't heal this one, I was going to throw tomatoes at him. Watch this. Over the chute, turns, hops him off like a heel-o-matic. Patrick sets him down. 3-6, that's as fast as you can get. Now watch Trevor. One swing, he gets him around the horns. When this steer turns, watch his back end. It hits one, the second jump straight away. Patrick heals him. That was an awesome run. King of the Cowboys wins again.
All right. Well, saddle bronc riding. How about turn 20 years old? Just get out of high school. Get over here to the big show. Tip off. Frontier Rodeo Bucking Horse. They've been 90 points on this horse. This kid is just riding good. But horse got in the wall. Wasn't the best, but you can tell he has a little power. That was ejection, but that was at 8.2 seconds. So check him out. He can straighten his legs, turn his toes out, set his feet. The judges are just sitting there and they're just going, wow. So he's won the bronc riding right there at the wall. 83 points.
Hey, but like you always say, it isn't over till it's over. He hit hard.
Watch this. Now,
I mean hard.
If you're over 30, you have to have help right there.
The very best tie-down run of the week. 6.7. Matt Shizawa goes 2 to 3 swings down the arena. But this cat is fast. He's strong. And I said tonight, he always has a good ending. Now watch this. There's 1 swing, 2 swings, reach. He's too far to be 6. Not when you're on the ground that fast. Kev comes up. He's got the front end picked up. This is a difference maker. Watch your front leg. See how it goes down and back? Crosses the legs faster. Rap Mahui even faster. 6-7. Best run of the whole rodeo and in the barrels. This Roan Rocket.
Hold on.
Hang on because Sarah is in the house. She is making a run for a world championship, and this is how she's doing it. Look, she never quits riding around the barrel. Never.
Well, I saw some ugly posts because people are jealous. They're going, oh, she can't ride. Hey,
put your ass on their own horse.
And then armchair quarterbacks just wear your butt out. Ty Wallace in the bull riding. Here's a guy that's made one real good ride. He's come down about 5-6 times, and he's got an Andrews bull, cranks it away from his hand. Ty Wallace shows you why he got here. A year ago, he was watching with a broken arm about this time of the week. Watch this bull jump out, snappy, hop and skip, round to the right, away from his hand, body position. All you're doing is finding rhythm right here. Look at the feet. He's not thinking move one, it's just happening. That is so much fun. And when the whistle blows and he steps off, I can promise you that feeling cannot be replaced because it doesn't matter if he's 88 and wins first, which he did, but that feeling cannot be replaced. It is so much fun because you know you're fixing to get
26,000 reasons to love that ride.
Outstanding job, you guys. Yeah, $10 million is what's at stake here this year. A lot.
$10 million.
And it is about time, I will say.
And, Joe, it's just going to keep getting better.
It is. Each year it goes up, 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 and the contract's locked in, so it's not going anywhere. It's going to keep getting bigger and better, and that's what we've been striving for the last 30 years since we've been here, is bigger and better for the contestants so they actually have something when they get done.
Yep, I agree, and it's great stuff. We have a question. Go ahead and let's deal with this now. It said in the steer wrestling, let's go to the one before that.
The first one.
The first one.
The big question.
Back down back there.
Yeah, the big question.
This is about Luke Branquinho, and we saw him get a no time tonight, Joe, and we've got his run back there to take a look at so you can explain to everybody what exactly.
Well, the run will show it. You can't knock one down. Okay, when you catch his steer, if he goes down on his belly or he goes down on his front feet and they're bent on his knees, that steer has to be standing up when you throw him. Evidently, Luke had no idea that this steer was down as low as he was because when he turns him loose right there and looks at Flagman, Alan still got the flag up. That right there is the most helpless feeling in the arena because he was good in the average. He hadn't won a lot all week, but things could get turned around. But if you knock one down in the judge's eyes, now watch this run again. He's got a lot on his head. He brings him. This steer, this is a nickel-dime question right here because this steer was starting around before he bellied out.
I can see where the judge would think
that's a knockdown. No. I can see. I said it's a nickel-and-dime question. The nickel always loses. The dime is more. But in this situation, from where he was at, watch this. From where the judge is, he's on this side over here, right? All he sees is the front end of that steer bellied out when Luke's bringing him around. That's what he saw. He's coming from behind. That's what he called. Luke had a chance. If you don't turn him loose, you can stand up, throw him down. He's still going to be 6'8", 6'5", stay in the deal. Luke had no idea that he was down. He turned him loose, looked up, and the man's still holding the flag up. It was a call right or wrong. I'm going to tell you what. It could go either way, but he saw it how he saw it, and he called it as he called it, and it's a done deal, no time.
And you could see on
Okay,
his face.
so a couple of guys, said, well, didn't that happen to him a few years ago?
Did.
A
It did.
different scenario.
Totally different setup. He had this one.
He
whipped
threw
around.
that steer down and let him
lost
go.
Contact.
Lost contact.
Lost
with him.
contact. Now, there was another question right after it said there was one after it looked just about the same. It did. It was close. It looked a lot like what we just saw with Luke. But with Luke, he is so strong. And when he drives one down, when they buckle in the front end, their chest and their belly goes straight to the ground. Whereas the other one that we saw was close. I don't think he had as much on him as Luke did. And he didn't drive him down as low, therefore, before he hooked the nose. So, that's a hard call out there. It's happening like this, people. We make fun of the judges. We aggravate them about the stuff, but you can damn sure bet that guy is not trying to hook Luke in any way, and it happens so fast. If you've ever done anything in 3.5, 4 seconds, it just takes that long, and they have to make a decision quick, and in his eyes, that steer wasn't up. And I'm going to tell you, if you run that in front of 100 people on the tape, I'm going to say 75 or 80 are going to say he wasn't up too. There's going to be some that do.
That's me. That was my first reaction was, gosh, he wasn't
And
up.
and Luke is my pick. He's our board game friend. He's a friend of mine, or great friend. He's my tattoo league guy, so that really was terrible. But here's the deal. If he knocked him down, it was because he had a long week. He's trying hard. He had a head catch. He thought he could make him sling. They had thrown that steer in twice already, and he just knocked him down trying to win. But it was awfully close because I know on TV I went, ooh, before I answered. So if I thought it, so did the judge.
Well, that's one of those things where you're right. The nickel dime thing probably as close as anything. And because my first reaction was he knocked the steer down. But some of the scoring in all 3 rough stock events has been bad, in my opinion. But they didn't hire me for my opinion. They hired those other judges for their opinion. So, you got to cut him some slack. You can't say, if he says, well, I think your horse is a 20-point horse, you can't say, well, no, he's a 22-pointer. It's his opinion.
Well,
so it gets there. But what happens over a course of 10 days, you get to thinking, those guys are just stupid.
Well, and it's another deal, too. You get to thinking that, but it's different in the riding events.
But they're not really.
Hold up. In the riding events, you got 8 seconds to watch it, and you got a lot of time to decide whether they're right or wrong. You really do.
Yes.
This is 3.7 or 8 seconds. You don't have much time in 3 and 7. That's why it's a different deal with the flagman sometimes than a judge. We get to watch the judge. We got 8 seconds. They got 4 opinions, and me and you.
And you can see the scores coming
That's
up
right.
1, 2,
But that guy
3.
right there is by himself. He's the lone Indian.
That's
There's
the
one
worst
flagman.
job in the rodeo is flagging the bulldog and the team
It's
roping.
the worst because there's not a guy that's going to back you up. You can't make your decision like that and look over there and get the 3 more opinions. It's one flagman, one call. He made his call. I've ate good from him, and I've ate crap from him. It's just part of rodeo. They don't do it on purpose if they make a mistake. But tonight, I'm honestly going to say that I thought he knocked him down too. And Luke's a friend of mine.
Yep. And it was an expensive cost.
It could have been a gold buckle.
Yes,
Is
indeed.
what it could have
Exactly
been
right.
because of steer wrestling.
Yep.
Ty Erickson breaks a barrier, goes out of the average. Somebody else missed the one tonight that was winning the average. It's just open. Trevor Knowles goes no time.
Well,
So
let
Luke was in a
me
good
tell
deal.
you. Let me tell you a guy that raised up. He's a Texan. You'd think, okay, so I'm on the bandwagon. Well, not really. I'm watching in the saddle bronc riding Cody DeMoss. He's an old guy, so I'm naturally pulling for him a little bit. But Jacobs Crawley had probably the second hardest horse to ride in that eliminator pen in the bronc riding, and he rode that horse really, really good. Starts with the spur out.
Evidently not, huh?
Well, it didn't bother him at all.
Points.
He didn't get a lot of points, but the deal was he's second in the average. the wild man from Iowa,
Wade Sundell.
Wade Sundell. He's first in the average. Cody's kind of way down. There was a chance that they buck off one of those two horses in that eliminator pen. Didn't happen. So Cody DeMoss still in the running. He's got to have a little luck.
Let's take a look at a couple of other questions. Bring them back up here since we've been talking about that. Let's roll that one on forward. There was two of them that were just up there. One of them was about the Hazer. Joe, if you want to take a look at that one.
Yes.
That'd be you, Joe.
The Hazer can do it, and I saw two jobs tonight that were awfully handy about that. But then there was one where, if you watch the rodeo, actually almost cost Seth missing a steer. This steer ducked into Wade Sumner, and Sumner stepped up there to get a hold of him with his horse, and that steer stepped into him. His right horn was on the left hip of the horse. Well, in case you ever tried to catch one by the horns, it's hard as hell to get your arm between a horse and a horn when they're smashed together. And Seth did a great job of going under the horn, really hooking him deep. But you could see Sumner trying to get away from him. You can touch him. You can Bill Pace and Bob Loomis, I hazed a million steers for those guys, and they always told me in a short setup like this, it's a lot easier for you to catch one and get your hand up and keep that horn from hitting you in the mouth than it is to reach and grab one. In the steer wrestling here, there's been quite a few hazers late, and that's where you'll really see a guy behind, and you see him bump them sometimes, because if they're in the right spot and a steer sees where you're at and you've got enough, you're up there high enough, you can take your foot. You can't just kick them and push them anymore. They can't hit them, but if they hit a horse, or they hit you somehow, you can't help that. That's that's going to happen. But you
Did
can't.
Did you ever push him over?
Yeah, I'd bad to get my foot out there and kick him, because if you know Bob Loomis and Bill Pace, them two mean-ass guys, you didn't want them to miss a steer, so I sacrificed for them.
Okay, we appreciate the question very much. Let's get our first guest out here. I'm so glad to have this. We've got two great guests here this evening.
Youth
The
in rodeo.
future of rodeo looks great. And this young man, he came last year, his first time to the NFR, and I was visiting with him. His English is great, and he is becoming a star. Junior Nogueira is here this evening. Would you welcome this healer extraordinaire? Yes.
All right.
Good to see you, Junior.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
Good to see you. And I was visiting. He got here early this evening, so he and I were visiting in the back room there. And his English, he's ready to be a politician. His English is good now.
He is a politician. What do you mean?
Yeah. Let's kind of, Joe, you and Junior kind of walk us through this thing with Jake Barnes and why he's with JoJo. And boy, if you got to have one come in at the last minute, wow, is that JoJo roping?
We talked about earlier in the week, terrible thing happened, but how lucky are you JoJo Lamont is the 16th guy? When they call up and say, we got to get the next man, this JoJo, that's not a bad deal. But for Jake, it's a terrible mishap. An accident, Junior was there, witnessed it all. And it's hard because 2 years you've been with Jake?
2 years, yeah. I've been with Jake too.
He's the one that took the chance, and had him. He was over here and he roped with him, and he's the one that said, hey, bring all your stuff, let's go at it. So mentor, friend, no doubt, but a great partner at the National Finals is Jake Barnes. And 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Practicing at home?
Yeah, we've been practicing at home. We get ready for the NFR, and we were just going really slow. We were riding the good horses, and then that happened. Everybody already know what happened. His horse slipped and fell on it, and he hit his head really hard on the ground, and the horse is trying to get up and step on his head too. And then we had, and after that, he was passed out for 5 to 6 minutes, and then he just came back normal, and he got on and roped 2 more steers, and then the ambulance showed up.
He got on and roped 2 more steers.
Yeah.
He's got a broken ankle. And the horse has stepped on his head.
Yeah, not just a little, what did they call it the other day? A
little bit of a concussion.
Yeah, that's not a little bit of a concussion. It's a bad deal. And so, all of a sudden, your mentor, your friend, your partner, it all goes to nothing fast. And this is 2 weeks ago. This isn't like that you got 6 months to get ready for it again. I thought Junior handled the transition very well mentally. The roping part, it's like I said, you put 2 guys together, rope that good, it doesn't matter. It's like a draw pot roping. If we go to draw pot roping and you gripe about your partner, well, you're not capable of winning. I thought Junior's handled it very well. Did y'all rope much before out here the other day when you run the steers through?
No, we never roped. We never get roped together. We just rope 5 steers the day we just broke in the cattles and didn't work really good. I think the 3 first go rounds I couldn't position my horse very well. I didn't know where to steer.
No, tell the truth. Junior comes up there after the third go, and he says, and I got my earphones on, and he just hit me in the back. He says, and I tell him, I was like, what? He said, I can't find for the corner. I don't know where the corner. And then I said, that's JoJo Lamond. Just watch the ass of the steer and heel him. It doesn't matter. And all of a sudden, position's not important, because if you never watched, or y'all hadn't watched the last few nights, JoJo Lamond has more distance with the head rope than anybody I know. Does he not, Junior?
Yeah, he just the second go round he broke out and said, man, sorry, I'm not gonna break out again. Maybe gonna miss the bear a little bit, but I'm gonna get on it. I said, okay, man, do whatever you want to do. It just, I told him we never roped together. We just talked a little bit. We don't know each other very well. If that happened, and do your deal, I'm gonna try to do my deal. Don't try to be stupid. I'm not gonna try to be stupid too, but don't do whatever you want. I will do whatever I want to. Try to be the best we can.
Well, let me tell you something. JoJo Lamond.
That would be difficult.
Well, you don't have a clue. Deal with JoJo Lamond and tell him that, He's straight from cow camp. He's got his old dirty hat on and stuff, and his old boots that day they run the steers through. And I said, JoJo, when did you get the call? He said, not damn early enough. And then I said, well, y'all will be fine. He said, what do you think? What do you think? Junior's going to, where do I need? I said, JoJo, if you turn him, Junior's going to catch him. I'm going to tell you that. He's got enough game. This guy's got so much ability with a heel rope. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be, just as long as they're turned, his horse can be a little out of whack. And that's the only thing I want to remind him of. Tonight I said, hey, Junior, don't worry about your position so much. If you're watching the butt of the steer and he hits and you know where he's going the next, you're not going to miss. And the last couple nights, I thought he's pulled off some unbelievable shots.
Let's take a look at tonight's effort, Joe. That's what I told him. Tonight, what a shot as well. So this is from tonight.
Go ahead.
4
I mean,
and 1.
when you want to clap, just get after it. This guy's good.
Okay, look, there we go. JoJo Lamond misses the barrier a good 8 inches. Okay? Look, he's in the air when everybody else is going. And watch his rope. Telescope. Okay, now watch Junior. All he's watching is the butt of the steer. People, that steer was not very easy to heel. Now, that kills most people right there, the layback. When he heels this steer and down, watch this, all the way to the butt of this horse.
He's hamming it up there.
If Donnie tried that, it'd take a chiropractor a year to fix him. All right, here we go. Tell me right here, this is the position I was telling you don't worry about right to the end of it.
Yeah, I was trying to change my horse too, because I know JoJo, he just roped really fast. He just throw. I just trying to move my horse forward inside the box. But then I finally backed him up like normal I used to do, and then he was working great. And they're just looking for the cow, and just like, I'm not thinking about nothing. See, as soon as I can see this tree, I'm just trying to heal him, like exactly like Mr. Joe said.
Okay. When he starts riding bulls, he's got that ham up. He's going to win a lot of money.
Trivia question: Who was the first guy to do that at the NFR?
I don't know. I think it's me.
J.D. Yates, 1976, 75, and he was a lot like Junior. If you turned him, he healed him. Okay, the thing that's going to let them place every night is that. You see how wide that steer's feet are, people? It's easier to heel them when they're real close together. Watch this. Look how wide. First legal hop, Junior's got him. Now, placed in every round but one?
Yeah, we've been doing good. We've been placed. We just keep the second because he broke the barrier. We're supposed to win third or fourth, I think, but we've been placing like first go round we won fifth, split fifth and sixth, third and fourth, and we've been doing good. We've been placing every round. And the average is going to open up more and more. We know that every night. We see things happening, just like tonight. Eric Rogers missed, so that just opens the door for these guys. Yeah, it's JoJo Lamond. I will say one thing. I bet he doesn't break a barrier. He might be a little late, but he's got so much range, and Junior has got so much ability to catch 2 feet that these guys are just chipping away at a spot, but to where that last Saturday it could be very interesting.
And to me, this rodeo, if you're not winning the world championship, and it's not really even the next best thing, but to win the National Finals Rodeo, to beat the best there is in 10 days, that's really, really, really special.
Well, it's very special. Go back and look over how many years we've had them. I think Leo's won it maybe 5 times and maybe T 3 times. It's like me and the Caffrey Open. We're all done except for Tough, and there's me and Fred and Olin, and I think that's it. Won it 4 times. I was here 20-something times, and Fred too. We only won it 4. So to get that win early in his career, from Brazil, straight from where they rope fast all the time. They don't worry about catching so many. What a feather in a young guy's hat like this that took the chance and came over here. People, in case you don't know, he didn't come over here with an entourage and $1 million in his pocket. He came over on his own.
So when you go home, what kind of reception do you get?
He's a hero.
No, I'm not a hero. Just like we just have too much rope, and we know about the game, the rodeo. Everything's can happen. Last year, me and Jake, we've been doing good on average too, and he just roped one and lost his LA, and we did good. We ended up 1 second on the average, but we're talking about like when I go home. I can't wait to see my family, my whole family. My mom's here, my sister.
Introduce them. And
right
Junior,
there.
hold your microphone up
Junior,
a little.
go ahead and introduce him.
Levanta,
Let him stand up.
Levanta vocês
Take a
três.
bow.
Lá, tchau.
Here's the deal, though, Donnie. That's what's so cool over there. He can say what he wants to about that, but I got friends over there in Brazil, too. Isn't it cool to go back to where, and it just happens. The naysayers, we know the ones that said it wasn't going to work, and good luck, Junior, and they didn't really mean it, because nobody had taken that chance. Nobody had took the big trip and see if it worked. And you've made the big trip, and it has worked. Isn't it neat to go home and know that now?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's. I'm very happy. I'm very thankful, for everything God has been done in my life in 2 years. Like that's my story. When you used to tell people, they think it's like a Cinderella story. That's all. He just trying to make himself look good, but that's the truth. I had a dream since I was a little bitty boy. Mr. Joe, my dad, he knew. I was a little boy and just trying to rope everybody's feet.
He was in the way all the time. Him and that rope were in our way all the time. And his dad was as fierce a competitor as you've ever met, and talented too. And he passed away. Junior was young. How old, Junior? 6? 5. 5 years old. So between him and his mom, this is a Cinderella story, people. This is something that you really want to know, that you don't hardly believe. This is fact. This boy's made it.
And Joe, what I want the guys in the back to do, let's go ahead and pull up this picture that we have back there, Colin, if you'll rack that up. But what he was saying was he was bragging about his mother to me, telling me that he had the super mom here. And two things I want you to tell him. First, tell him the name of your horse, and then tell him who you're going to be roping with next year. You and I were talking about that. There's this picture, first of all, right there. Look at Joe and look at...
I told you I was in the way. That's in Brazil, the first trip I made to Brazil. Where's that at, Prudence? Prudence, where we had the clinic. Now take a notice. You see that picking string on Mom there? Mom tied Kef down too. Yeah. that didn't just test her. Mom tied her down with us too. So yeah, that's what it's all about right there. You see a gleam in somebody's eye that young. Donnie, you've seen it before.
Oh, yeah.
It just, when they first told me Junior came over, and at first he worked for Robbie or something, came over for a while. And when we went home, my wife, Jen, and I were talking about one night, and I said, that boy could make it over here, because he's got that much try. And now to be a part of it, see it, that's pretty cool.
And the whole thing is we think we dominate in all of the sports and everything, but you and I do the INFR, and have for the last 6 years. And I saw a couple of really cute Facebook posts on, the Indians with Senegeni, Eric Rogers,
Hey,
Derek
we called
Begay,
Senegeni 3 years
they
ago.
got them strutting down the street, and they're the most humble people, and it's so much fun, because you and I have done clinics, riding and roping, and it's so hard because they don't want to leave the reservation. Because they are going to be alone when they get out on the trail.
You think that's alone?
So how about alone when you
Brazil.
got to come from Brazil, folks? I fly airplane, and it is a long way from right here to Brazil.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard to be alone. And like when me and Jake we started, I didn't know nothing. I knew just a little bit about English, and I'm still learning. But I was looking. Jake just said, "Hey, get on a horse and get ready." I didn't have no idea how a rodeo works, And sometimes we were up in the slack, and the only thing I just arm up my horse tight and just look to Jake everywhere he goes, just like following him, chase him. And so he close to the block and just walking forward and just like shake his head and just get in and rope. That's really hard too. But I think the worst part is about the family, friends, a different culture, and too you trying to figure it out, have some friends and know how to speak, and and just trying to figure out the deal. It's really hard.
And you have to be comfortable to be confident to win. I mean, you've been extraordinary since you've been here.
You know, the best language in the world, though, is you speak with that heel rope. He speaks English, Portuguese, and Spanish.
That's a header talking.
With that heel rope. He can make that thing do tricks, let's just say. So from the tricky boy from Brazil to the national finals 2-time qualifier in a race for a championship, people, this is the Cinderella story, Junior.
Future rodeo right here.
Junior Nogueira.
So appreciate it. Thank you. Love having you. You know, you raised a really nice kid.
I had quite a chance to visit with him, but several of the things that he said were really remarkable to me from him. He said, we were talking about his English and how well he's doing with the language, and he said, listen, I am in this country making my living here. He said, it's my responsibility to learn the language. Boy.
Okay, so they're not going to say Donald Trump said that or something. No, that's okay.
Hey, we need a poster of that to put all over this country because that is a fact. But that's a difference in guys.
Oh.
You know, that's a difference in people right
That's
there.
the difference in their raising.
It is.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
mom and testing.
Awesome, yeah. What I wanted him to tell you, he's calling his horse Green Card. Yeah.
I want to say that every night on TV when he backs up in there. I want to say,
Mr.
I
PC
wanna say,
here.
get a hold of old Green Card there and see what happens. But I'm afraid, you know, by the time we get done, it'll be on my cell phone, you know. But since it's out of the bag, tomorrow night I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it.
And the last thing I wanted to tell you, even though he's making great money over here, but because he's not a citizen yet, he has to pay 40% in income tax.
Hey, let me tell y'all another little story. Went home last year. Last year, wasn't it? And about didn't get back. He got over there, and Jake was in these rodeos. Jake calls my phone. I'm at home, you know. It's right before the 4th. He says, hey, I need a favor. So what's that? He said, you get hold to Junior? So I hadn't talked to him. He went home, didn't he? Yeah, he said, he ain't back. And I said, well, it didn't. You know, well, he'll be making. He said, no, you're not with me. Reno starts then. I didn't know what time of the year, you know. And I was like, oh, you're in a bind. Where's he at? He said, I don't know. So I called my buddy Lincoln down there in Brazil and said, where's Junior? He had to buy a sports visa, isn't that right, or something, for a lot of money to get back over like 10 or 11,000 to get back over here in time to make the 4th of July run with Jake. So, you know, this kid's dedicated, like he said. He's here for the real reason, or he just said that 11,000 stayed in Brazil. But, you know, it's a hard deal to roll, like Donnie said. It's a different deal.
It's a different deal, but gosh, I'd like to have been able to just ride for what he's got to pay in taxes. Huh, dude?
Let's go ahead and I've got two guys that I'm going to bring out together, Donnie, and I'm glad this other guy showed up so that we can bring them out here together. We've got a couple of world champion bull riders back there. One is the reigning world champion. One of them is a 4-time world champion. Let's bring out Sage Kimzey and J.W. Harris together. Let's do that, Donnie.
Oh, cool.
Cool. How's that for cool?
Thought we'd make it all week without JW and himself.
Now, I didn't know this was happening, buddy. Hi, JW.
We got a chair coming right
I'll
behind
let
you
you
there.
have my chair.
No, there you go,
old
Joe.
guy.
No, you better sit down. I don't want you to break a hip.
I'm
know,
so glad you're here, both.
Me too. I
being
love it
in
when
that
JW
locker
shows
room-
up.
Being in that locker room, the scariest guy in there is Sage Kimzey. He's not there. I have not had to bust an interview yet. I think I did one every other night because every year that he was in, they said, why are you so nervous? I said, you have no idea what goes on in that locker room. You know, and I figured you called your buddy, Cody Whitney. I'm doing the only time that they've asked me to do anything on the pre-show, and I'm trying to do this. And if you mess up, then you don't.
Everybody has to do it
You
again.
don't just get to fix your spot. I mean, they have to start from, you know, the way up in the opening. I mean, like there's 40 people that are just, I mean, they're going, that dumb cowboy, you know. Well, I'm just about to get out of finish my talk, and I feel something on my legs, and I just know I can feel this snickering going on. And I mean, the camera's right there, and I'm trying to act like nothing's bothering me. And I finished. I got by with it, and I looked down. You'll be proud of your friend Cody Whitney. You know, I looked down, and I liked about this much having 3 rounds of tape around both legs. And Joe Frost, he was in on the deal, Mr. Nice Guy. I mean, he is going to push me, and I mean, I'm going to bust it. But we finished just ahead of them. But, you know, and I'm thinking, did you call them?
No.
Good.
Donnie, I'm going to do this.
I just knew it was him.
I called JW today, and he said, you know, I'm getting on a flight because he's going to be riding tomorrow. We're going to talk more about that. But he said, by golly, I will be there tonight if I can. And I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad you're here because I wish you'd have been here for Sage and Donnie's backstage conversation. Oops. It was a good one. But I would like to start off. Sage is just knocking it out of the park to me. Now,
You bet, my tattoo man. You
Yeah.
bet.
I mean, his writing, and I came into Donnie last night when I got here. I said, Donnie, I quit. I know nothing about judging bull riding because I don't get it. So what I want to do is take a look at your effort tonight. This bull had never been ridden.
So we'll let JW judge.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, he just
There
got
it
to
is.
town.
All right, let's
And
take a look
I
at
can guarantee you he
tonight.
ain't no politician.
Sage, and you talk about this too. This is from tonight.
Okay, so tonight, this bull's never been ridden. Okay, he's never been ridden, and Sage said, well, that's just because I've never been on him. And he was right. Guess what? He makes this bull ride right here. That bull had a chance to buck him off, I thought, this first 2 or 3 jumps. Look at the space. He doesn't look real solid right here. He gets a sap jerked out of him. But when this bull jumps up in the air right there and let him sit down, I said that bull missed his chance to get him right there. That bull never been ridden, and I imagine that bull's thinking, what in the world is going on?
Well, to me, judging a bull ride, judging anything, degree of difficulty is what you go off of.
Toughest bull. You ride the toughest bull, you're supposed to get the highest score.
It's not about how fast they spin or whatever. That is a really hard bull to ride. If you're going off degree of difficulty, there was no comparison tonight to me. This year, as diplomatically as I can put it, the judging has been atrocious. It has. I mean, that's my feelings. It has.
I had to have him say that because I can't even spell it.
As diplomatically as I can put it, it's been bad. All of us contestants, we work all year to get here. It's been bad. It has.
In all events.
In every
Yes, sir.
event.
Yes,
That's
sir.
the thing.
All
it's
3
not
events.
just
Yeah.
bull riding. It's not
Okay.
just the horse riding.
So how many points were you?
85 or so.
Okay, and you won 4th? He won 4th place.
On a bull that's never been ridden.
Yeah. Okay, so Ty Wallace is 88 points on a really nice bull. I mean, you watch this bull, you're thinking, ooh. Well, nobody wants to get on him. Nobody's ridden him that far. Now, this bull, he freaks out right here thinking, what's going on? That's what happens when you ride one of these bulls that have been bucking for 2 years and nobody's ridden him past 3.5 seconds. We've all seen that. But this bull keeps trying. That's a great ride. And they rode a couple of other bulls. One of them, I'm not going to say I can ride him, but he was awfully nice.
JW, comment on that, please.
I didn't say I could.
He's thinking it, wasn't he? Go ahead, JW. I've been waiting for you to show up.
He was, I don't. It's really good to be on the Gay Beaver show.
We knew that was coming.
Don't you love him?
But
We knew. I almost said it the first night just because I didn't think you were
You
coming.
knew he was coming.
Yeah.
You thought he wasn't going to come, so
If he
you
wasn't,
had
I
to.
just gonna get it rid, But
that's
here
what
he
you get
shows
for
up.
thinking.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of like the judges. They shouldn't think either.
I mean, y'all got to know that these are two of my favorite guys in the whole stinking business. One, because I watched him grow up, and he and his daddy and I are good friends. And first time I saw this guy, he rode a bull called Werewolf at Reno, and he didn't even have to get on him. He'd won the long go round, and everybody had bucked off. He don't even got to get on in the short go, but we're doing a telecast, and he's got the bull drawn. He's, yeah, I'm getting on him. I said, well, you don't have to ride. He's got it won. He's the Extreme Bulls champion. This bull jumped 6 foot in the air, one of Cotton Rosser's bulls, turned back, and he made one of the best rides I've ever seen, and I've seen some good bull rides. And he just did it because that's what he does. And so that's the first time I'd met him. And I mean, he's just a cowboy and just a lot of fun. So I'm through bragging on y'all. But they're two of the very best bull riders ever.
Anywhere. Sage, I want to do this. I referred a moment ago to last night when I came in and told Donnie I know nothing anymore because this bull, we've got last night's ride. You look so good on this, and I told Donnie said, I think you made it look too easy last night, but this was a tough bull as well. And let's take a look at this one. This is Red Bucket, I think. Red Rocket, Donnie.
I mean, this bull, that right there, he finally got good to ride about 6, 7 seconds. You watch this bull hop and skip. This bull weighs about 1,800, hopping and skipping, big horns. Everybody bucks off except Sage. He rides his bull. Now, right here, he has to make a really good move. Now, he's got to get his butt right where he wants it. Just did it. I've seen JW do that. He's got that magic ass and just goes right on, makes it look easy. Oops. But he's 82.5 points.
But, if he would have rode that bull at Weatherford, Texas, he would have been 90 points.
Easy.
And that bull could have been in the same tracks, and he's going to be 90.
90.
And at least one of the judges that's probably judging the NFR would have been judging at Weatherford. And whenever they get out here, I don't know, I guess bulls automatically drop 10 points from what they are all year.
You know what I think it is? I think they're afraid to go as high at the national finals because they'd be 90 points at Weatherford, Texas. But at Weatherford, Texas, they know they're not going to ride over 2 or 3 bulls of performance. And so they're not afraid of running out of any points. And here there is a possibility. Now, first 4 performances, I don't know where they got that idea, but I mean, but he really did. He made this bull look so stinking easy to ride right there. I mean, I guarantee you he could have talked to the bullfighter at 6 seconds right there.
Yeah, that bull hadn't been ridden in, a year and a half. He jerks everybody down. He's one everybody's scared of. And
once again, you ride one like that and they don't mark it. That's what I don't get here. At the finals, they are. Donnie, they shouldn't be scared.
Doesn't that fire you up? That's just a perfect move. He don't panic, no strain.
Yeah, it's good watching. And, shoot. You can see just that. Whenever Sage gets tapped off, there isn't anybody that rides any prettier. And, it's aggravating whenever you sit there and you watch that bull ride and you know what he's going through.
Yeah.
To stay on that bull
that
and
easy.
They mark him 82 points.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. To look that pretty. I don't think they ever said that about me.
There's a reason.
That's because you're not.
I was wondering if he was still on his game. Yeah,
He's got it.
I haven't lost it.
And let's talk about JW and why he's here. And Sage, awesome, just phenomenal. You're on your way to your next world title, and I appreciate you coming out tonight. Stay right there. I want to bring Bob and Boyd out here, so collectively we will talk about why JW is in town and what's starting tomorrow here. But I'm so glad you came tonight, JW. I appreciate you. He probably you guys can just stay right here. But let's bring Bob and Boyd out here. We've got chairs, we got microphones, so let's bring them on out here. Come on out, fellas. Give them a hand, would you? Would you welcome Bob Tallman and Boyd Polhamus? Come on out, gentlemen. Donnie, sit right down there with them. There's 3 there. You're good. Okay, go right ahead there, fellas. Yeah, take that inside seat, Donnie, so you can talk about this deal.
Cute, isn't it?
So Donnie and Boyd,
Supreme Court said it was cool. I'm fine.
We have kind of led up this week to talking about this event coming up tomorrow. J.W. Harris, that's why he's here, along with multiple other
What are the odds on
world
J.W.?
champions. I don't know, Donnie. Do you know
What
the
are the
odds
odds on
on
J-Dub?
Donnie lost his paper.
If I want to bet on that old
The,
bastard,
the
how much
odds,
I-
if you bet $2 on JW, you're only going to win one. He's favored.
Who set the odds?
It wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. This is the first legalized gambling on rodeo ever.
I don't think so.
Now,
I have seen the
Legalized,
Yeah, I said
don't-
legalized, not in the back room, Bob.
Legalized.
I have seen some pitch games and dashboards in the fronts of pickups and the trunks of cars, and they called it legal.
It wasn't.
That's a whole nother event.
It wasn't. So what are you doing here, J-Dub?
Now, what I want is for JW
I'm
to
just
talk
sitting here.
about coming to this event, JW.
Exactly.
and
Why-
talk
why-
about this
why
event
would-
and this opportunity.
Why would you do this?
What else do I got to do? I like riding bulls.
I know you do, but seriously, you make a living riding bulls. I know you're a Cinch Dorsey and you love that company, but that's not the only reason why you're here. Tell us why you're here.
Because Jackie
He just got
invited
through.
me.
You were invited, and you said, "Hey, this is what I do for a
Yeah,
living."
it was an invitational deal, and they just called me up and asked me if I would like to be a part of this deal, and I told them, I said, yeah, I said I wouldn't miss it for anything, since I'm not riding in the NFR this year, so I figured, what the heck, I might as well do it and maybe poke a little bit.
I hear you.
Same reason Joe Beaver
But
is
he
here.
called, and for those who might not know, the Boyd Gaming Shootout, Cinch Shootout, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We've got 8 contestants in every event, 16 through 19 in the PRCA. The 16th man that didn't qualify, those are the brokest people in the PRCA. They get to ride for $250,000 here this next 3 days. So you get 16, 17, 18, those guys in the event. And then we invited JW, Joe B, he's team roping. And the odds are 15-1 on Joe B, and
That's just how I like them.
How does that make you feel, Joe? I hate to sound like a psychologist, but tell us,
Honestly?
how does that make you feel?
Honestly, I thought they'd be 40-1. Really? It's been 10 years since I've been out here, and for 10 years, you lose a lot of tricks, But I just we left the whole room while ago, and I told Jenna, you better grab a couple thousand. I'm gonna have to go try that on.
Okay,
I just don't think that it's team roping is the easiest event in rodeo. If you gripe about team roping, you picked the wrong sport for sure, because it's no problem, and it's a top 6 in the money winning. That's how you get to the final Saturday. It's how much money out of the 8 teams. So if you rope along, you win a little bit, you get to Saturday, and then it's 6, and then it's 3. When it comes down to the final 3, it doesn't matter how long it's been since you've stuck your neck out there for the big money, but
you
want to
win.
back. You want to win.
You're not thinking you're at it.
You're
money.
not thinking that, no.
I got 2 comments I'd like to make. First of all, about 3 nights in a row, or 3 out of the last 4 nights, you've talked about the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th guys in the crying hole that we call it, and said they're the brokest guys in rodeo. I saw some of those guys out there today. Some of them married better than you and I did. They're okay.
Obviously,
they got
Terry
some
and
money.
Kirsten aren't here. Or
No.
Yeah, but Terry, you're a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember the first time I met her in the barrel racing at wherever it was. We were over there, North Texas. And the other thing is, Joe, if you just slip back into the room, got a couple thousand, how much money you got laying around up there? I know where you live.
There are other ways to make money besides rope in this town. And the dice tables are they're easy if you're lucky, and they're not if you're not. I happen to be a lucky person.
Awesome. Anybody want to get a little loan tonight? Floor number 20.
25% a week or 30% a month, however you want it.
All right. We've been talking about 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th guys and the ladies in the barrel race. And then the invitees. And I'm glad you accepted the invitation. We have done all the preparation we can possibly do. The arena looks beautiful. It's in phenomenal shape. Everything's the way we want it. The lights are going to be bright. The sound's going to be loud. The competition's going to be phenomenal. But I want you to know something. The other night, Boyd, you asked me, Boy, there's got to be a bunch of guys that qualified to be someplace. A minute ago, I slipped back up and got some notes. Here's the deal. Of all the contestants who are going to be there tomorrow, the times that they have been to the NFR appearances is a total of 231 appearances on the contestant list. You're included in that. For how much money have they won? A fair smidgen. This group tomorrow that will start and go again on Friday and end up on Saturday have won $41 million.
That's why I'm not entered.
Is that impressive?
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Now,
we got a great
I've
lineup.
got
I
it
made
right.
$20 to announce them.
I've got it right because the guy that taught me how to do stats and taught me to do them better and kept me doing them, and I'm still doing them, is sitting right there. So I added them twice and crossed it out one time and added it again. That is an impressive list of contestants. People saying, oh, they just got a bunch of kids that couldn't win anything, and they're just giving them a couple of $100,000, and you could go there and win 10 times, betting on them, that they will win while they're there. And in some cases, a couple of the rookies, won $100,000, $200,000 that are here. And just like McCoy roping with you, nobody knows him, but we know him because of what he's done with you. And if you don't come tomorrow, dang it, be there on Friday. And if you can't get there tomorrow or Friday, you got a job or you really got to go shopping, you need to be there on Saturday. This is going to change the world, and there's going to be people leave here, and they're going to go, hell, I didn't know anything about that. And they go, it was at the Orleans Hotel? There's a lot of people here, thousands of people don't even know we have a state-of-the-art, phenomenal place to have a rodeo. High technology of everything you want. And there have been a lot of people in the last 48 hours bust their butt.
They got 35-foot screens. 35-foot screens.
And the color, the intensity
If Joe
is
has
amazing.
a gray nose hair, you will see it.
If I have one, he's the one that caused it years ago.
I'm proud of
That's
that.
funny.
I'm proud of that.
Okay, so I got to, this is not competition to the NFR. This is enhancement to the NFR experience. We've got 17,000 people a night going to watch Sage over there at the big building. There's a jillion people around here that can't get a ticket to get in there. You can only go shopping so many times. In the afternoon, you're going to get to watch as good a rodeo competition as you've ever seen. Then it's going to be a lot of fun. But he'll have fun, but he's coming here because he thinks he's the best bull rider there.
You gonna bet on yourself? Are you gonna bet 50 cents on the dollar?
He bet on himself when he got on the damn airplane.
No, my point simply being, are you gonna put some money behind it yet too? No, I know. I'm just curious. Are you gonna go to the sports book and go, okay, for every dollar I bet?
Oh yeah, you can do that now.
Yeah.
I just figured that out. It took me a minute. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hey, Boyd.
Yeah.
Boyd, watch out. You got
He's
him wound
fine,
up.
people. He's fine. He's just a little old. Takes him a little while. It sinks in.
I want to hear J.W's answer to that.
No,
Okay, why?
I don't gamble.
Well, all right.
Okay, but let me add something to it. How many times have you and I been someplace and there's been an auction or a silent auction before he rode, won anything, and sometimes he rode later, didn't win, fell off, didn't win a dime. This man, I have watched him bid $1,000, $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 at an auction on something that he and his family didn't need to give back to a charity, to give back to an institution, and this guy's a giver. He ain't a taker, and I'm proud to tell you that.
What do you think about him?
He is definitely a giver. Funny story, actually, when I was probably 7th or 8th grade, my dad actually went to the Justin Cowboy Crisis Fund auction, and this man donated a set of his old Shaps to that auction that my dad purchased for the Justin Cowboy Crisis Fund. And yeah, it's just a reiteration of how much he really is a giver. He is. He's a great guy.
He asked me, go ahead. I mean, one of the greatest bull riders that y'all have ever had the pleasure of watching. But he asked me, he said, the deal in Las Vegas, the Boyd Gaming shootout, going to be a good deal? Going to have good livestock? And I said, yes, they are. He goes, okay, I'm in. Because he knows that this is the kind of stuff we don't know how many people we're going to have in that arena. We need everybody in there we can get. We want it to be a successful event. It's going to pay off. But without guys committing their time like those two, and say, hey, if I can help you sell a ticket, I'm going to do that. Now, there's plenty of money up for them, the enticement, but just like he said, he just entered the bull riding because he doesn't gamble. He knows he's going to win something.
I think the one thing I like about this event over any other rodeo that I do is the fact that it was built around making the fan a part of it, okay? It's fan interactive, and that doesn't just mean gambling on them. It means opening up an opportunity for you to interface with the guys that Joe B and J-Dub that you love, that you too often in the other place, we know we can't be like the other place. So in some ways, we're going to try to do things that they just couldn't do over there. I had a guy one time say, why don't they have autographs on the arena floor afterwards so we can go meet the contestants? Well, the contestants have to go to South Point and get their buckles, and they got to go to the rodeo zone. And so they have obligations that'll deny the fan that opportunity. But here, we can do that here. So when it's over and J-Dub and Joe win the rounds, if you want to come down, shake hands with them, talk to them, meet them, you're also going to see, they're going to be so touchable at this event. This event, I could tell you from the very beginning, before we even knew whether or not the PRCA was going to be able to sanction or not, it was all about let's build it for the fan. Let's build it so that they get an experience unlike any other experience they'll get at any other event they go to. And whether they're successful or not, you can tell us after you go to a perf, because we're going to want your feedback. We're going to want you to tell us what we were good at and what we were bad at. Because again, this has been designed, the whole thing in mind was, let's make this a fan experience unlike they can get anywhere else, any other time.
I'd love to have you join us when you go out tonight. The ticket office is open, and you can get a ticket tonight. You can get one in the morning.
Yes.
I'd say you can get one tomorrow, probably walking up at our ticket office in the Orleans Arena. But don't count on it Friday. And after 2 sets of people have had a chance to see it Saturday for the big money, you better get one tomorrow night.
Okay. Donnie wants to introduce some folks we have here.
Okay, I got a little special introduction. Dude, stand up. Dude Smith, his RCA card number, 159. Mine's 1,234.
Mine's 19,000.
1, 2, 2, 3, 4. It's Pete Gay. Mine's 2255. And
1, 2, 5.
He rodeoed with my dad. He's just he's basically family to me, and I appreciate him being out here. And he had some of his buddies with him. They've already gone back to the bar because I talked too long, I suppose. Dilton Emerson and some of his friends. But I tell you what, you talk about some cowboys. Those are some cowboys.
I'm glad you mentioned him. The other day in the coffee shop, he was telling me a story. 1947, the year I was born, they went to New York, and in those days they'd go to New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and 90% of them would ride the train, and so the bucking horses and the bulls and the cows and the steers and the chickens and everybody, families, you went. Always took chickens. And when you entered New York in Madison Square Garden, you entered the rodeo. You entered the rodeo, and you were in the bareback riding, bronc riding, bull riding, and the bulldogging. And at the age of 65, he's 87, 2 years younger than your daddy. 87 sitting right there tonight. You take a hold of him and shake hands, and it ain't right. He'll jerk you up and make you get a better grip. He's my hero, too.
Awesome.
Good guy. Thank you, Bob.
Thanks for being here. I would like for you to give this whole group up here a round of applause. Donnie, you have something else you want to
Sage
mention?
Kimsey
Yeah.
for taking time out. I mean, he's got a huge schedule. Got to finish this national finals. He's still trying to win his second world championship. A little louder, folks. Come on. It's not a golf match.
We appreciate you coming tonight to National Finals tonight. We hope to see you at the shootout tomorrow, 2 o'clock tomorrow and Friday and Saturday. Thank you for coming to National Finals tonight. We have prizes to give away. If you'll stay right where you're at, we'll do our closing credits, and then we'll give away prizes. But thank you for coming to National Finals tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for watching and attending the show. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of National Finals Tonight Show at the Orleans, where all the Cowboys go after the rodeo. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Get your tickets to the Cinch Boyd Gaming Shootout Rodeo, December 10th, 11th, and 12th, right next door. Prices start at $20 for the new way to rodeo. Head to the Buck and Ball Saloon for live music and dancing, beer and drink specials, and best of all, no cover charge. We're gonna dance and party till the cows come home at the Buck and Ball.